I said no more of this jingle jangle bullshit. Watch this instead. This is better! I'm just sitting here looking at my lights hanging up, and it just amazes me how nice they not only look across the windowsills, but how they're bright and they are a very nice color. Red, because that's all I got in terms of decorations that I can hang up, at least in my little area. Now, speaking of decorations, if there's one thing folks love about Christmas is the decorations themselves. The ornaments, putting up the Christmas tree, making a tree all look all spunky and pretty and shit. Then you got your little inflatable dolls or your little figures that you like to put outside. Or you just like to put a string of lights in your home on the windowsill, your doors, or your bathroom, around your toilet, whatever the case may be, around your shower. You can put lights everywhere in order to make your own home feel nice and special and warm. Hell, I put lights around my shower and toilet. Why? Because that's my home away from home is the toilet. But yes, everybody loves Christmas lights. Everybody loves the decorations. And if you want me to tell you something about the decorations, occasionally in whatever area it may be, there's like in the park or whatever, there's like a little festival that goes on that goes around showcasing Christmas lights. Like it's a driving thing. You go through the whole entire park. It's like a little tour. And one side you see some sort of big Santa Claus. The other one you'll see a snowman. The next up you'll see Jack Frost. You'll see some elves. You'll see Elf on the Shelf or whatever. You'll see Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Which will get to my next point. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the little motherfucker who's got that big red bright nose. Now, folks, let me tell you something about this particular special. It actually felt really nice to sit down and watch this one again because it's been a long time since checking this one out. It's been about what? How many years? But it felt nice to sit down and watch this again. This little special came out around 1964, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So here's what I can say about this little special in terms of his plot. It surrounds Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. It's about his upbringings, his beginnings, and how he became the most infamous reindeer and the leader of Santa's sleigh. So here's what I can say about this little special. The narration, who was done by Frosty the Snowman himself, I really love the tone. I love the mood. And I really enjoyed the presentation along with that little side of humor by Frosty the Snowman himself, where he had occasions where he was poking fun at himself, showcasing humor. Because the thing is, when it comes to, no matter what the circumstance is, humor is everything when it comes to watching a special or a movie. That is one of the greatest things. I love the humor that Frosty Snowman was able to throw in between while staying true to the story that is going on. Next up, let's go ahead and get to our main character, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and how he was able to correlate a little friendship with with a little elf who was a dentist. Because here's the thing about Rudolph and the little dentist elf. The little dentist elf, obviously, he worked with all the elves who was making all the toys and trying to make Santa happy, get prepared for Christmas, on their feet 24 hours a day, just hammering and sawing and cutting and bandaging up their fingers. The little guy, after when he was done making toys, he liked to check up on the other elves and make sure that their teeth is all nice and clean and white and all spiff spunky. Apparently, the other elves judged him because he liked keeping his teeth clean. I mean, I always thought dental coverage was important, but that's just me. Now, as for Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the little guy, unlike all the other reindeers who had the typical black nose, Rudolph was special. His nose was bright cherry tomato red, just glowing like a beam of light. That indicated Rudolph was something special. Apparently, his father didn't give no approval. His mother tried to give Rudolph the best love impossible, but his father, obviously, as that old school strict father, which is okay, and I can understand the point of reason where his father was coming from. But yes, he had to come to in terms and acceptance that Rudolph was different. He had this little shiny nose, and it indicated that he was someone special. And also about Rudolph, he did pick up a little girlfriend in the end. What does that tell you? Now, continuing on about how these two got together, there is a relation between the two. The elves were picking on the little dentist elf, and then everybody was giving shit to Rudolph because he was different. And how these two met in the middle of the North Pole, I just loved how these two were able to come together and really relate to one another about their backgrounds, who they are, and how they were able to become friends and form a friendship with one another, understanding each other's perspective inside, and really understand that they are related in many ways. Now, speaking of that, let's go ahead and talk about the Abominable Snowman. I was going to talk about this a little later, but since we're on the theme of being different, I figure it's best we talk about the main quote unquote enemy of this little film. Now, the Abominable Snowman, everybody's saying, oh, you got to watch out for the Abominable Snowman. He's big, he's mean, he's ruthless, and he does not like Christmas at all. When push comes to shove, everybody was scared of the Abominable Snowman, but here's the thing though, it was vice versa. The Abominable Snowman was scared of everybody else because here's the thing though, it was that relation of the fact that he was different and he was scared of the population because he was afraid that nobody would accept him right away because he was big, he was mean, or he was just different because he was a figure that he hung in a cave and he was all by himself. But when push comes to shove, it turns out that the Abominable Snowman was not much of a bad guy at all. He was just like everybody else, stayed to himself and just was afraid to be a part of society. So the Abominable Snowman himself, really relatable character that I personally see on many levels. So not just that with the villain and Rudolph and the little dentist elf. There's a lot of relation that you get from watching this that really just hits the heart and really just makes you understand as a person, especially around the holidays. Now let's talk about the little things, the sing-alongs, the little music numbers that transpired in the film. I thought they were very nice. I love the score that was for them. I love the vocal range. I love the harmony that was done for each song. It was so well put. It was so soothing and really beautiful to hear. Now the stop motion itself, I don't know if I should say anything because the stop motion speaks for itself. It is absolutely classic hard work at its finest. Absolutely great. Now, in terms of if I have any negatives to talk about this particular film, I technically don't have many negatives to really say about this little one. Because the thing is that when you're watching this particular one, this particular film is just absolutely great. I enjoyed this little special. It is something that is worth watching. It's just something that'll really get you in the Christmas spirit and really make you understand exactly who Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is, why he ended up becoming a special reindeer to Santa Claus in the end, how he became the leader, and from there, how his nose is an iconic symbol of hope and it's okay to be different. So a lot of relating things throughout this whole entire movie that is just absolutely just heartfelt. Great stuff. Now, in terms of other characters though, oh fuck, Zangief, whatever the hell his name was. It was the big guy. It was the guy who was on the slave. I believe his name was Cornelius. Yeah, Cornelius, I think it was. Now Cornelius, though, I really liked his play I loved his play. How he came into the film, how he became close friends with Rudolph and Hermie the elf. That's his name, Hermie. I don't know. But I loved how Cornelius came and became a good friend with Rudolph and the little elf. So with that being said, folks, overall, great. It's an amazing origin story of how Rudolph became the reindeer that you all love from the North Pole. Got a song, became the leader for Santa's sleigh. So in terms of rating, folks, of what I have to give it, 4.5 out of 5. Absolutely phenomenal little film. Definitely worth checking out for the holidays. So with that being said, folks, stay tuned for the final part coming up of this little Christmas special, and see you then.